strong.
Hi, this is Funny Minds, and I'm your host, Lynn B., and I have my co-host with me,
Edward Biss. And today we are fortunate enough to have, where do I start?
With
Singer, songwriter. Singer, songwriter. I want to build you up, man, because you do so much more than that. You say singer, songwriter, performer, now a signed Tower music artist.
Yeah.
And then we'll touch on some of the other things you do. Today, welcome Mr. Rusty Steele to Funny Minds.
Hey,
Thank
Rusty.
you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about a lot of cool things. Are you all?
Hell yeah.
Sure. And the floor is yours. Tell us what you'd like to talk about. Tell us all about you and your music.
I don't know where to start myself, Eddie, and where to end. It's
you started off, I mean, your family was a musical family, correct?
Yes. And they give me a lot of hell for living the life of Riley. So if that helps. But, yes, a musical family. My kids are all musicians. My dad's a musician. My brothers are musicians. My mother hated all of it. She's didn't like nothing. No, I'm kidding. No, she was a wonderful influence, and she kept me on my toes. I'll give her that. She made sure that I was on top of my game, whether I wasn't or not. So.
There you go. How many kids do you have, Rusty?
I've got 3 that belong to me and a grandchild, believe it or not. And
you're a granddaddy?
Yeah, I started real young, man. I mean, when I started real young, let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So I have no, how do you say that? I have no regrets, and I love all my children, and they all love me, and we have the best time ever. So that's all that really matters, you know.
So you're building up your own band. Is that what it is?
Oh, well, we was kind of being the Partridge Family there for a little bit, but it didn't work out. We don't like you, Dad, when you didn't make us play. So, my oldest daughter, she's a singer. She has her own band, and they're called Eye Candy, and they're kind of gothic country and gothic rock kind of mix. So we all do a little country, a little rock mix. That's what our
nice gothic country.
Yeah, that's a new one for me.
Well, I dabbled around in a little bit, and they kind of run with it, and I wished I'd have stuck with it. So.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see how that goes. But my son, he plays guitar in my band. He's got his own project as well. He's working with Tower also, and his name's Gavin Russell. So he's working.
Gavin Russell?
Yeah. And my youngest daughter, her name's Lily, and she's a dancer, singer, drummer. She does a little bit of everything. She's like her daddy. She does everything. Just a little bit of everything all the time.
A little bit. You got the whole apple and tree thing going on.
That's great. Yeah. So besides guitar, you play other things, right? Other instruments?
Yes, I play piano and mandolin, guitar, fiddle. I started out playing fiddle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I played.
No.
I started off from Boys Run. Yeah, so we're a bunch of wild heathens up here in the mountains. Now I'm telling you, we have.
You ever dabble in a little bluegrass?
Oh, I played bluegrass. That was the first music I ever played in my life. My dad and his 2 brothers, my uncles, had a bluegrass band, and that's how I got started. I picked up a fiddle they had laying there one day. I guess somebody was supposed to show up and didn't. I was about 10, I guess, and I just started hammering away on it. It's like, he ain't too bad at that thing if he'd tune it. So they tuned it up for me. Of course, it all went awry from there, and it's been a journey ever since, man.
Wow.
So, I'll tell you what, you ever want to be any musician out there who wants to be super impressed with some serious musicianship is watch some bluegrass players.
Yes, man. Tell you what.
It makes you just want to go back to the drawing board, I'm telling you.
Yes, to me, my dad and I, we've argued about this our whole career. I was like, bluegrass is like heavy metal without the distortion and all that, because you got to cross pick and do all your speed picking and all that. And he's like, son, if you cuss my music like that one more time, he's going off on me, you know. But after I showed him a little bit of Yngwie Malmsteen and put a little Motley Crue in there, he was like, I don't want to talk about it. you know, he knows deep down it's all the same.
That's great. I love it.
Now, where up in Tennessee are you?
Oh, I'm up in East Tennessee near Bristol Motor Speedway.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like 10 miles from there, I guess. 10 miles, 15 miles. Tops.
So how close to Nashville are you? How long?
Lord, I'm about 5 hours from Nashville.
5 hours.
Oh, okay.
But we go there like every other week or so. So it's kind of like become a normal drive across the country.
Yeah.
Do you know Damon Janaya?
Damon, yes, I do.
Yeah, he was on the show. Him and I talk a lot on Facebook, and he's there all the time. Damon,
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, there's plenty to do there. There's no doubt about that.
Well, it's definitely a musician's paradise, and you being from that area and being, your style and everything fits like to the T. So you found yourself in the right position, the right place.
When you've shut down a few bars in Nashville, you know that you've arrived. We come from the east, and when we they want us to go west because they. No, we're all good friends there, and we have a lot of good times. So, they can. I drink them under the table if they let me. Yeah, they're on to me.
Isn't
Blake? Then you make a great bandmate with John Bradford. Then.
Oh my God, me and John Bradford, we go back a good 14 years, so we've worked together for that long, man. On and off, of course, but we've always we don't ever see eye, but somehow we wind up on the same stage.
Yep. Hey, that's right. That's music. That's music. Really? I've known John probably about that long as well. My first show doing the Motley Crue, Carnival of Crew, was like 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And we opened up for Highway to Hell when John was with Highway to Hell.
Okay, so
and unfortunately, unfortunately, that was his last show with Highway to Hell. Yeah, John fell asleep with a Bacardi bottle in the trailer. Rusty's like, yeah, that's John.
They get tore up because we'll be on stage running around, and John's looking for his drink, and I'm by the piano just chugging his vodka, and they're like, well, we can count on John not to be falling off stage. All we got to
do. John and I played Janice live once, and he was doing the Guns N' Roses, and something happened with his head that night. And he's like, man, I need to borrow your head. So I set it up, got it going, and I could tell I was like, it's going to be one of those nights. Johnny had that look in his eye. And I went upstairs, and I was watching the show, and I looked down at one point, and I see John just leaning against the amps. I'm like, so I guess that's so he doesn't fall down.
You're right.
But like Block Week, he played everything note for note.
Yeah, that's what you call straight up rock and roll, because they catch me doing some crazy things on stage. They're like, how do you keep going? I'm like, man, you just got to push forward, grin real hard, and just do the best you can.
Yep. And that Guns N' Roses tribute you're in is called Night Train for everybody out there. And definitely have to check that out because these guys are fantastic. And obviously I'm good friends with Dan, your Izzy. Known him for a long time.
He's one of my best buddies, man. He's been there when nobody else was, man.
Yeah. Dan's fantastic.
Like, where you all at, man?
Now, was the Guns N' Roses thing the first time you ever did a tribute?
No, I had an AC/DC tribute before that, and I was working on a Journey tribute, but I just couldn't.
Oh man!
Oh wow!
I mean, to do Journey, you gotta have your stuff together, and where I'm from, man, it's more Leonard Skinner and bluegrass and Southern rock, and everybody loves Journey. They just it's one of those things where you just got to find the right crew,
Yeah.
And then, finding the great players to go out there and play on the road. I mean, you got to, let's just say it's a difficult task. So,
yeah, it is. Especially when you get into traveling.
I've seen Journey so many times, the actual band, not tributes. I mean, I have seen tributes, but I've seen Journey, oh my God, probably about 10 times. I love them. I absolutely love them. They're absolutely insane. I love them.
I've seen Journey one time with Def Leppard in Knoxville, and I've seen Def Leppard about 10 times. So it's one of those bands where you got to be on point every time.
God, yeah. God, yeah.
Skynyrd, I love Skynyrd. I saw Skynyrd a few years ago. They were over in New York. Of course, I saw the original, but then, I saw his brother and stuff a few years ago. I mean, they're so good. They're just so good,
Greatest band in the world.
Yeah.
Leonard Skinner. Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a huge, massive influence for you.
Oh my God, that's the first band that let me tell you a little story about my mother. My dad, he took us to church 3 days a week and beat us if we got out of line, man. So, but we used to go to little yard sales, they call them around here where we're from, and people put their stuff out for sale. I found this big box of tapes, and the first one I ever had in my life was pronounced Leonard Skinner and Van Halen 5150, I think, or with Janie's crying on it and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I was about 12, 13 years old, and my dad comes home, and I got my amp just cranked up, blowing the speakers out of this thing, trying to figure out how to play this stuff, you know? So that's kind of where my guitar playing began, with Leonard Skinner. And so I took it upon myself to get every record they had, and got a record player and built my own tree house and had electricity to it so nobody could bother me.
Oh, man.
All day and night. Yeah.
Electric treehouse. That is badass.
Oh, God.
Be honest, Rusty. How many girls you bring up there?
Oh, Lord. Well, I'm not going to say anything about
your
that.
girl's not around, is she?
No, unfortunately, my mother stood guard. She wouldn't allow none of that stuff. So,
oh, man.
No girls here.
That's when your dad beats you and then takes you to church.
Yeah, right.
Well, I told my fiance, I said, one time I was with my dad's bluegrass band, and they auctioned me off to another bluegrass band. So I played with them for a while. And these two blonde-headed girls and their mother got a hold of me and give me a ride home. My mother like to kill them and me just for getting a ride home. So
oh, man.
I was 14.
Oh,
so,
boy.
Yeah. So mother put the brakes on all that craziness.
And you still started early.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, between 5 babies and a grandbaby to deal with every day. So it's an everyday thing. But it's
you better get 9 more jobs.
Yeah.
Because Christmas is coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Christmas is coming. So yeah.
Not here. I run them all off for Christmas and leave town.
Smart. Smart.
Let some other Santa take care of them.
Yeah.
Rusty, how did you wind up getting involved with Tower?
Actually, I was doing a benefit show, and I was in another band called the Quarter Bounce Band. It was Rusty Steele and the Quarter Bounce Band, and we were like regional. We toured around all the southern states around where we're at, and we were playing in a little town called Rogersville, Tennessee, and it was hotter than blazes, man. I mean, we'd all been food poisoned the night before, and we just about came. And so we got to playing in the 90-degree heat somewhere near my birthday. And I was born in July, so that tells you anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we were sick as dogs doing it, and one of the Tower CEO come through and heard us playing a show and asked them to give me a business card. The sound guy told him to give me a call. I had no idea about any of this. And we're afterwards, we're over trying to get sick and die. And they're like, here, man, this guy had a car. You see, he has a record label. Call him. I was like, okay, whatever. I tried to call him a few times, and he was out of the country. And long story short, when they got back into town, I had tried to call, left messages. So I thought, well, maybe not. And they got a hold of me through Facebook, I think, maybe, or something like that. And asked me to come and demo some songs up in Castlewood, Virginia. And that's a couple of hours from here. So I went up and did a demo, and they paid me for my time. And, we did all that stuff. And so I got back, and they called me the next day and said, can you come do it again? I said, sure, I don't mind. I don't mind a bit. So I went and done another song, and they called me back Sunday, I think it was, and said, is there any way you could make a quick trip up here? We'd like to talk to you. And I said, sure, come on back up. And they presented me with a record contract and asked me if I was interested. So I was like, well, can I let my lawyer look at it? They said, sure, take it. Do whatever you got to do with it. I knew right then, without a shadow of a doubt, that we were on to good things. Because when, if you ask somebody about getting lawyers involved and they start stumbling over the words, you can't trust them anyway, right?
Right.
And they had no problem with that. And I knew right then the relationship was going to go somewhere. And I've been guys and gals for years now. And we know it's a slow process now, because what sucks is COVID come out, man, and ruined everybody's life.
Right.
And all these traditions got kicked to the curb, man. And, it's a bad deal. So we're all rising back up from the dirt like the dead, the dawn of the dead.
The walking dead.
We're walking statistics, but we're still here, and we're proud to be where we're at. So just a little bit longer, it's going to be pretty cool. We got some really cool things ready for 2025. So
that's great. That's really great.
When they did the deal with you, is it a one album? Did they put you on multiple?
We did several different kind of deals like that. We did a 2 album. And I was actually up for 3, but when COVID hit, we take a step back with everything and looked it all over. But we released a double album and a deluxe edition, the regular version of everything. And the deluxe edition's got extra songs, extra tracks and stuff like that on it. So it was sort of a double album deal to kind of meet the timeline it had to be on. And, got a timeline, not the end of the contract, but on our latter side of the contract. And everything seems to be going as planned, other than the fact that we're going on tour 5 different directions. And once we get all that locked down, we'll be fine. But we're just running circles right now because COVID put a lot of people out of business. A lot of restaurants, venues are gone. So we got to jump here, fly there, ride here, walk there, bum a ride over here.
Yeah.
Drag your down the road and the heat going, God save me.
Now,
That's when you need a body double.
Yeah.
Do you only play where they send you, or can you go other places that you want to go? You just have to go where they tell you to go.
Oh, I go wherever I want to go. I want to play, so they back me up on that. So.
Oh, okay.
And they never gave you any issue about the tributes?
I do what now?
Did they ever give you any issue about doing tributes?
Well, no, not really. We had a little bit of trouble with knowing how to go about it because, once you sign a contract, you got certain obligations. And with the Roses thing, we just had to, work through a few little of the fine line details. And once we got through, we're working both sides of the fence now and everybody's happy. So,
that's good.
It's all about teamwork,
Hell yeah. It's hard to pull off.
Oh my
It's
God.
hard to pull off.
Yeah, especially when everybody's got a gun pointed at you, Phil.
Yeah. And you're trying to maintain a life with your family and everything else.
Yeah, right.
I
Dear
try and
Lord.
stay sane.
That's why they don't get anything for Christmas. I'll sit
Just
them
write
around,
a new song.
sing some songs, roast some marshmallows, and Santa Claus got stuck over in Kentucky, and we'll see him next.
Santa Claus got T-boned on the way here.
I've got to go to Kentucky and play a few shows, and I'll bring Santa with me.
Santa got drunk with John last night.
Yeah.
They're sleeping it off.
Oh my God, that's funny. So you're doing music videos too with your songs?
Yeah, well, we're working on the. We were set to do a couple of videos out in Arizona and get the big cameras out and all that. When you get into everything that's happened here in the last little bit, it's hard to pull some of that off. You got camera crews coming out of New York and California or Florida. And weather bad. I mean, my God, we just went through some major, oh my God, it's been a tragic mess up here in East Tennessee. My little town I grew up in got washed away, all except for the northern side of it. And it's just been bad. I know Florida just got hit with the hurricanes.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and something like that. It seems like everything goes wrong at once. So we've been doing it. We've been videoing here and there, doing like little snippets and little 30-second videos, that kind of stuff, just to maintain.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Arizona is a great place to shoot a video, though.
Oh, my goodness, man. I was out there about 10 years ago and fried an egg on a rock.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. When I was out there, some guy did it on the ground. And I thought he was kidding, but it was real.
Yeah, man.
God.
Maybe we need to wait till December, and that way we can get away from Santa Claus.
You got to think about Santa Claus here.
I was watching Friday the other night. I know you guys have seen that. And he's like, yeah, I used to get rid of my girlfriends this time of year so I don't have to buy them nothing.
Smart man.
I'll kill you.
Your town got hit with Helena?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so it traveled from there and it worked its way over towards North Carolina, and that's...
Yeah, that's true.
We played a show in Greenville, South Carolina, and Myrtle Beach about 2 weeks ago. And everywhere, I mean, it was so bad. Like, I got a couple of players in Damascus, Virginia, Abington, Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, all down there. It was tore all to pieces, and people were just devastated, man. And it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's almost a war zone, So,
Wow.
So send a lot of prayers up our way, and we'll send a lot of prayers your all's way, because, man, it has not been a good fall for nobody so far.
No, not at all. And especially down here in Tampa, I mean, they got hammered. The last one, they really got hammered, especially the coast.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty close to Dan, so I got by okay, thank God. But
a lot of
people didn't.
Trapped in there. So we've been trying to keep Wi-Fi on, trying to keep connected, and everything crazy. Been a ride. Got a lot of fixing to do. A lot of people to pray for, but you guys are okay. You got your power.
Yeah.
That good.
I never lost power, surprisingly.
I
got real lucky.
I got a text from Dan and Dave yesterday. Said we finally got power on. We're going to bed. Click.
That's funny. Aw.
I reckon Dave's just fighting it, you know. And it was just I don't know what just come on this phone. Okay, there we go. It said free something. I don't know.
It happens.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't do iPhones well. I don't like computers either. Just I appreciate y'all dealing with me because I'm not very savvy when it comes. I play the guitar, you know.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I don't like
Okay.
buttons. So Cindy, bless her heart, she's like, I'll fix it for you. Let me get you hooked up here. So thank you.
She's your IT.
Well, you're doing just fine. You're doing just fine.
Slaps me upside the head too, and I get out of line. So where's the check him out. There you
Oh
go.
God, this is the rooster.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he's one of
Nice.
those. Right and
Oh, be careful. Eddie will be down there stealing your animals.
Oh, you don't have to steal them. We'll cook you one.
Oh.
Oh, now you're talking.
Oh.
Well, here you get fed, I promise you. It may not be what you thought you was eating, but you're fed.
Do you have how much land do you have over there?
Oh, there's about let's say about 14 acres, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a big old lot, man. It's hard to deal with too. So it takes, like old Matt says, it takes a village to take care of this place. And me and him talked about doing some homesteading. And I'm telling you what, man, that's some daggone work right there.
Mm-hmm.
You better put your mud boots on.
Oh my God. You don't have time to do homesteading and do all your music and traveling and what have you, you know.
That's all I do every day. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm at cattle and goats and whatnot. And I'm playing rock country all day. And when it's time to go to a show, we just load up, cow shit and on, go get it done.
Oh, jeez.
So you got cattle and goats and everything?
We got a lot of, we ain't got cows more, but we got.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pardon my French on this one, but hopefully it'll bring a little bit of humor to everybody.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Whatever you want, man.
No swearing, drinking, smoking, no I'm like, well, man, yeah, John will say, this is what was it? A PG show.
A PG show?
Yeah.
No, ours is not a PG show. That's not by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, God. That's funny.
I'll tell you something real funny. My 7-year-old, my youngest daughter, is Lily. And she says, Dad had to go cuss for 10 minutes to get the taste back in his mouth.
I love Southern euphemism. I mean, it's like so incredible, the things that you think of saying, and they're just so funny.
That's funny, Rusty. My father-in-law is from Lakeland, Florida.
Okay, I played there.
And he's one of those, man. Like anything going on, he could spit one out in a second. And it's got like an endless library up in his head. and it takes me a minute to get it. And I'm like, oh, it's like 2 piss holes in the snow. Like it's like, oh my God, what do you?
Yeah, like where did that come from, My sister moved down to Georgia. She was young when she moved down there. And within 2 weeks, I talked to her and she had a Southern drawl. And I'm like, where did you pick up this? And she's laughing. She's like, well, you're a Yankee. You come down here. You got to talk like this. In the course of the conversation, I said something. She comes back with, well, butter my buns and call me a biscuit. And I was crying so hard. I was like, where the frick did you get this shit from? You haven't been there long enough.
My aunt grew up in New Jersey. So she's about as non-Southern as anybody on the planet. And my uncle was also from New Jersey. And he moved down there because he was a trucker.
Yeah.
And she's not lying. 2 weeks, she was like, hi, y'all. Yeah. I was like, who is this? Is this Paula Dean? Like, did Paula Dean prank me? Hi, y'all.
Yeah, but the stupid sayings she comes out with just crack me up. I mean,
it's killer.
It's just like incredible. Just write a book on Southern sayings,
So you guys were just up there in Myrtle Beach area. You did a little suck, bang, blow, huh?
Yeah, a lot of it.
Oh, I was at that bar. Oh, I like that bar. I had so much fun there.
I tell you,
Girls Inlet.
It's called Girls Inlet.
Pretty much. That place has a lot going on.
Yeah, we did a show with Buck Cherry down there a few weeks ago. It was a mad, and I mean, it didn't stop for 2 days. And he was like,
oh yeah,
kill you and everybody in this band.
oh yeah. Yeah, I played the original Suck Bang Blow, the one for like 15 years ago. It was like a hollowed out Costco.
Oh,
and it was indoor. They had a huge stage on the side. You could fit like thousands of people in there. And they actually had a lane through the Costco where you could ride your motorcycles through the place while you're performing. They had the burnout room, the whole thing. And they shut that down. And then that's when they moved over to Merle's Inlet. I think they did it outside for a little while. And then they went over to Merle's Inlet and had that space.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of stories when you play Suck Bang Blow. Like endless.
With 20 years, there's a lot that comes with it. And back in the day, you know, we played Myrtle Beach and Boardwalk and all that stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. And what one with the country band? They're the biggest country band in the world. I just got tongue tied. I'll figure it out in a minute. I just got too much on my mind, I guess. But they're right. It was, oh my God, they're going to shoot me for not knowing that.
Hey, listen, I do this every day.
I don't know. Is it the Zach Brown band or?
Alabama, for God's sakes.
Oh, Alabama. How could you forget Alabama?
Yeah, well, I just come from there. I did. But that's where it was. It was Alabama. It's right down there on the main road. And we used to go down there and play all the time. And Lord, we tore that place apart. I don't know how many times. But that was a lot of fun back in the day. And, of course, I played Janislav. I love Janislav.
Janis, yep.
Did it get tore up pretty bad down there?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure, but I've seen most of the shows recently have still been canceled.
Yeah.
So they're still probably working on some stuff, whether it be power, electricity, maybe some damage. It was kind of it's kind of surrounded by bricks. Yeah. So I can't imagine too much happened, but the hell do I know?
Yeah,
maybe,
I love that
place.
Maybe
water damage, Ed? Maybe some water damage.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I played down there with John one show a long time ago, and it was pouring around. I think Danny was in a Def Leppard tribute band.
Yes. And I remember that.
And it was pouring the rain. They was going to cancel the show, and I just walked out in the middle of the rain. I said, I'm not stopping this show tonight for nobody. And we went on rock balls, man. It was freaking awesome. And everybody there stayed, got soaking wet, got their knees pieces, got drunk as dog, and we walked away happy, man. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I love that place.
I tell them all the time, you better be sick or dead before I cancel a show.
Yeah, if anything, it's going to be down here. It's going to be lightning.
Yeah, well, that's what they was worried about. And it wasn't lightning at all. It was just pouring the rain. It wasn't like a storm, like a lightning storm. It was just literally gushing,
Wow.
Yeah, you just take your guitar stuff and pull it back a few feet, and you're good to go.
It's a lot better than being. When I was a kid, we had a band in high school. We played this little bluegrass festival, and we was the only rock and roll band that played Southern rock and all that. Well, it come raining, and the rain poured off this makeshift stage out of tarps and junk, and it come in the back of our amps and lit our amps up. It like it killed us. We always jumping 10 feet off the stage to get away from it. So I've been damn too.
Wow.
Why is the singer wearing a diaper at the sound check? I think he shit his pants.
Oh, God. That's funny. So where does your tour take you now? Like, what's going on with you for the next couple of months?
The next couple of months, it will be a little bit of Fort Charles, Florida, that we're going there. So as soon as we hit the road and go south, I may not come back for a few months. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
When are you going to be down this way again, down Tampa?
Yes, absolutely. And we're working on some Kentucky and Memphis and Nashville. So we're going west and then straight south. So,
okay. All right.
I love.
Well, hopefully by then everything will be a little bit more doable down here.
You don't come up to the East Coast, the top of the East Coast, New York, Jersey, Connecticut. Are you coming up there?
Yes, I love it up there. That's one of my biggest fan bases is New York and New Jersey. So, I love it up there. And did a festival a few years back with the late great Toby Keith. And
oh wow, yeah,
it was a real fun time. But it was right in the middle of Jersey Shore. That's where we was at.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
all right,
right there. So it was on the beach and everything was real cool. And
that's nice.
I'm gonna walk around here and find me a coat, man. It's coming down the rain and all kinds of good stuff around here.
See, you talked about it and it happened.
Yeah, look here. I got this in my camper window.
Nice.
Oh, that's
We're
cute.
rednecking right now, man. We're rednecking in the South.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, hang on. Let me put this jacket on. Y'all give me just 1 second.
Absolutely, man.
Okay. I'll see if I can get this sucker on here. Yeah, believe it or not, it's going to frost here tonight. Yeah, so we're already getting real cold weather.
Oh, yeah,
Real
we're
time of the
starting to
year.
get cold weather up here, too, in Jersey, yeah.
That's it.
So I gotta ask this question, Rusty,
Yes, sir.
for mom's sake here, for Mommy Metal. You have any Blake Shelton stories?
Oh, God.
Any Blake Shelton stories? Well, a couple. Not with really, well, yeah, I do have quite a few, actually. Okay, the first Blake Shelton story is, I think he bought a couple of one of my songwriters' songs that we were going to put on the album. And I don't know if he's released them or not yet, but so he's been in the studio a few times in Nashville and that kind of thing. Of course, Garth Brooks has been in there and he's heard some of my stuff and a lot of the big guys, man. And it's been interesting. Blake Shelton, I played that song Old Red for a while. And then all of a sudden he comes out with all these restaurants and stuff. And we played Old Red in Gatlinburg but I've never really met Blake Shelton hand to hand. I've only seen him far. So,
Okay.
but I have I've hung out with John Snyder at the CMAs, and Lord, I mean, there's a list a mile long. We could talk about this for 2 or 3 days.
CMAs. You've been to the CMA. Where do they hold the CMAs?
It's right downtown, and we played there this past year. Yeah, so
That's huge. That's huge.
And golly, there are just so many. Like I say, we'd have to get off on another track and get into the real, you know, and then I could get down to the nitty gritty. Maybe we could do another interview and go down that road sometime. But
Sure.
Let's see, Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw, he's good.
A drummer from Travis Tritt. He plays drums on my album. The guy from the lead guitar player from Kenny Chesney's band, he's on my album. And I say these names kind of lightly because, you know, sometimes under contract, you got to be careful what you blurt out.
Yeah. Right.
Got a lot of great people on this album. I can't say everything.
That's a who's who, though. That's a who's who, right?
Really? Well, tell all the fans now what the name of your album is.
Okay, the name is Rusty Steel, One Boot Across the Line. And
nice.
It's all on Spotify. It's all any digital outlet you go to. All you got to do is put in Rusty Steel. It'll come up. I promise you. They have really fun with it, so it's real easy to find. The deluxe edition goes with One Boot Across the Line, double album release, and everything is online for you to download, listen to. YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, any of that stuff. It's all out there.
Wow.
And your main website is Rusty Steel Music.
Yes, and let's see, Rusty Steel Music. I think I sent that link to you. There's a .net, .com, and a .this and a .that. You know?
It's Rusty Steel Music. It says rustysteelmusic.wixsite, WIXSIT.com.
Okay.
Yeah, everything on there.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you putting that there for me because, like I said, I play the guitar and sing, you know, and when they ask me questions like that, I'm like, has anybody got a business card?
No, I definitely want to get that out there so people could catch on and see some of these videos and hear some of your tracks and get on board. Because, I mean, the CMAs, that must have been huge for you because that's a who's who there. And if one person, I mean, obviously you're already signed, you got a lot going on, but it doesn't matter. You still meet that one person that could help push you.
Man, I'm slowly but surely getting all the circle in order, you know, that kind of thing. So I concentrate on the music and trying to get the show ready. And Gavin's son, he takes care of all the .coms and whatnot.
Yeah. Leave that to somebody else, right?
I think it was wonderful that you took the time to be on the show with us, and Eddie's talked you up, and he had so many wonderful things to say about you. And, you know, I have a really big LinkedIn group fan. There are all a lot of musicians on LinkedIn and different groups that I belong to. So I'm sure when your episode comes up, they're going to be firing a lot of stuff at me because this has been a great interview with you. And I haven't listened to your music until today, so I'm sorry about that. But I am
time for everything, right?
I'm gonna pick one of your songs, unless you have a suggestion. Then I'm gonna have my producer put some of it on. So, what song would you like people to hear that'll be on this episode?
Okay, well, we're getting ready to release at the first of the year a single called Copper Creek. It's sort of an 80s rock and roll country mix, so that would be a good place to start. And then I've got another single coming out towards the middle of the year or spring, and I hope this is the one. It's called American Legion, and you really need to check that out if you know all about the biker bars, man. It fits right.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a favorite, I believe, man. And then, of course, you know, there's a song with just piano, and then the whole band's called Anything Goes, and that'll be released, I hope, summertime, maybe fall. I don't know what they got on their mind. It's sporadic sometimes. I just kind of go with the flow and just get on stage. So all that'll work the way I said it would. If it don't, we'll back up and hunt.
That's awesome.
But,
well, that's great for people to hear, but your episode's going to air in November. So as you know, your records aren't out yet, but that's great that you're telling people what's going to be out there, which is wonderful. But is there something that I could put on your episode?
Yeah. No, they're all available now. They're released. What I'm referring to is the single for FM radio. I get kind of confused on some of that, but they've released the albums now, so they're available for anybody.
Oh, they are? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Radio's a little different these days than it used to be. So I say release, I mean, it's a single for FM, and I apologize for that. It's there's too many irons in the fire, and I just got a gun, you know? So I've got a sword fight, man, and I'm standing around there looking at me weird. So we just try to
butter knife.
Well, I'm really happy that you could find the time to be with us, because it sounds like your schedule is really hopping, not only with your music, but with your family too. So, you know, babysitter have travel, you know, looking for Santa Claus and send him your way. Don't worry about it.
Babysit me more than I do then.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
They're like, oh, get Dak where he's with. But yeah, thank you all so much for having me today, and I'm glad I got this Zoom thing worked out, because I had no idea what we were getting into today. I've had people go, I got a computer over here, and you can come.
Oh, he froze. Oh. Well, until he comes back on, I'm going to say thank you. And we're Funny Minds, and you can see us on funnyminds.com. And when you go on Funny Minds, there's two organizations that we love to hype up, and that's St. Jude's Children's Hospital and breast cancer. So there's a big purple button, and you know, if anybody cares to make a donation, please do so. And again, you know, we do have merch, and we are 420 friendly, but we do have merch, and we have different designs for Funny Minds, and you know, with just some crazy stuff. And if you go on there, you can see it. And we have mugs too. Wow. And I know. Well, everybody's got merch nowadays. You gotta have merch.
I need a mug for myself. And speaking, I just realized that what I got here, I got one of my discs right here.
Oh, nice.
Deluxe edition. And I've got the other one in the car. I think we still see these out the back of the car like the old days, man. You know, that's
wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah, really.
I'm like, I want to talk to these people. I want to put it in your hand, kind of thing.
Yeah, why not?
Anytime you're at a show, bring your merchandise out. We'll set it up with theirs. You can sell it with us, man. We'll have a good time.
Hell yeah. Well, hopefully soon enough we'll do a show together between Guns N' Roses and Crew.
Yes, absolutely.
That would be a lot of fun.
Get my rock and roll on as much as I do my country, you know.
Oh yeah.
You got to blend it together. Well, I'm going to say goodbye now, and thank you again, and I wish you the best, and we'll touch base with you again, because in the new year, in a few months, you know, maybe about 6 months down the road, and see where you're at.
I'll let you know when the episode airs. I'll send you a message.
We'll give
airing.
you, and then you can send it out, and we're looking for people to subscribe on YouTube, so if you want to throw anybody our way on YouTube, we'd be very happy about that. Okay. And so, you know, I just wish you the best, and, you know, have a great tour wherever you're going. And if you do see Blake Shelton, tell him Mama Metal says hi.
I will.
I got a email.
I see him. That might be a very good possibility.
You never know. You never know who you're going to run into.
Hey, Rusty, be safe on the road, my friend, and thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, and I wish everybody the best, and be happy, be healthy, be wise,
take care
be
of that
safe,
family,
and smile, and don't forget to laugh, because we all know that laughter is the best medicine. I'm going to say goodbye now.
Amen to that. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thanks, Rusty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Rusty.
Running with the wind, yeah, skinny dip with dog jumping, and getting kinda high if the girls came by. We'd like to laugh and talk all day about freezing dead before we could get out and drive. A man that was alive. And the sun rose high in the western sky, and at night the moon played its beams on me. Yeah, the front porch light from the old stone house in the back, even a young boy could see down on Copper Creek. Yeah, down on Copper Creek. Those carefree days are long gone. I'm far away, I'm feeling alone in that front porch light I can barely see. Gotta find a way and go back. Gotta turn around, get on the right track. Find if there's a little place for me. And the sun rose high in the western sky, and at night the moon played its beams on me. Yeah, the front porch light from the old stone house in the path, even a young boy could see down on Copper Creek. Down on Copper Creek. Whoa, 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 whoa. And the sun rose high in the western sky, and at night the moon played its beams on me. And the front porch light from the old stone house in the path, even a young boy could see down on Copper Creek. Down on Copper Creek. Down on Copper Creek. Down on Copper Creek, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, down on Copper Creek.